Zach is going to start off today with Columbus, Ohio. Hi, Zach. How are you?
Hi, Dave. I'm well. And I just want to say how delighted I am to speak with you, man. I'm a longtime listener. I feel like I've learned a ton from you and the whole Ramsey Network.
Thank you. How can we help?
Yeah, so I'm 34 years old. I do food trucks. We usually have somewhere between 5 and 15 employees, depending on the time of year. Our top line revenue is about $850. So for the last several years, I feel like I've been kind of straddling between the treadmill operator or the pathfinder, but I'm finally at a point in the business where it's grown, and I definitely need some help on the operational side. I need leaders. I need thoroughbreds in my stable. So I'm a big fan of promoting from within. I've got a great team, but they're entry-level food service jobs, and I know that objectively, there's no one on my team currently who has the skill set necessary to do the job that I need done. So enter my girlfriend, my better half of 9 years, and we recently made the decision to bring her into the company in what is effectively a COO role. Today was actually her last day at her full-time job, where she worked as an events director for a trade association that represents my industry. And when we first met, she actually operated her own food truck business for a couple of years. So, by all accounts, she's qualified. We've been together for most of the time that I've been in business, and she's well known and liked by my staff. So my question is, what can we do to stick the landing on her introduction to the company as an employee? What are some of the pitfalls that we can avoid so that my existing team doesn't feel, skipped over, or perception of nepotism, or feel like dad just called mom into the room to lay down the law?
Wow. There's a lot that could go on there wrong.
Or am I just asking for trouble?
No, I mean, then there's and it can be done. What's running through my head, and I'll get this out so I can get it out of my head and move on with the core of your question, is I do think the team might react differently to your wife than they would to your girlfriend. Okay?
Okay.
And I get that you've been together 9 years, but people in society do not count girlfriends the same as they count wives.
Well, now you sound like her parents.
Okay, well, so maybe it's time to paint or get off the ladder, but that's a different subject. Right. Okay, 9 years, dude, seriously. Okay, anyway, that might help the dynamic, but I wouldn't get married for that reason. But were you to get married for other good reasons, it probably would help with the dynamic. Now, moving on. Regardless, whether it's your wife or your girlfriend coming in, any family member that comes in, and we'll just call her family for purposes of this discussion, okay? Any nepotism issue, they have to do a couple of things. 3 of them come to mind immediately. One is she needs to early and often verbalize honor to the existing team for the work that has been done before she got there, and honor to you as the founder that built this thing from the ground up. And she needs to verbalize that to deflect that she's the new sheriff in town coming in here to slap down a bunch of new rules. Often she needs to verbalize honor to the existing team and to the founder, number 1. Okay? Doesn't cost a thing, just some humility. Number 2, and one of the ways we do that around Ramsey, we honor the people that have been here a long time and have gutted it out when it was tougher around here and we didn't have shiny stuff, I grab an English pound coin, and around the edges of the English pound is an Sir Isaac Newton quote. It says, we are standing on the shoulders of giants. And she needs to say that. I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. You guys have been cooking in the heat and in the cold. You've been driving trucks that sometimes worked and didn't work. You've been serving the customers long before I got here. And Zach is a warrior, And Zach is an amazing businessman. And I'm so honored not only to be his girlfriend, but also to be the COO to a CEO like this, of this caliber. And that gets it off of her. She's deflecting. That's giving honor. Okay? And we do that here all the time. We constantly are passing honor to the hard work that was done 10 years before you came to work here by somebody else on the team. You know, you need to honor that if you work here, regardless Ramsey or not, regardless of whether you're a Ramsey family member or not. That's thing one. Okay, thing two is she's going to have to work twice as hard just to be respected and be twice as good. When Rachel Cruz, my daughter, was 16, 15 years old, she would get in front of 11,000 people, 10,000 people in an event and do this little short thing about our kids and money books. And she was in charge of selling the money books at the back of the room, the children's books at the back of the room at the break. And so she helped me with the commercial going into the break. It was cute, funny, good-looking little teenager kid that had poise. She would run back there and sell books. But the whole day, I told her if she doesn't work twice as hard as everybody on live events, every book, everything, she's not on her phone, she's not sitting back there with her feet up, she has to work twice as hard just to be respected. Because they're all expecting her to be a half-butt. Okay? So give honor and plan on working twice as hard. Give everybody else the credit. You don't get any credit. If there's ego in your girlfriend, this ain't going to work. She's going to have to be
She's one of the most diplomatic people I've ever met.
Good.
So.
She's going to have to be the boss of humility to pull this off. All right, so she's honoring them, honoring you, and she's working twice as hard and handing out the credit when something goes right to somebody else. And that's a real leader, by the way. That's a good quality, high-quality leader. And then the third thing is you've got to, if she wants to institute a change, 100% of change is painful to people, even if it's good change. We resist change, even if it's good change. I update my stupid iPhone to an iPhone that is a better iPhone than the other one. I hate it. I hate the change. I hate having to learn something new, even though it's going to benefit me. And so that the pain of change, the organizational pain, needs to come on your back, not hers. If she wants to do something, she gets to let you cause it to happen. If she has a great idea, it has to be your fault. Even though we're going to give her credit later, I'm not trying to steal her credit from her, but don't let them assign negative feelings to her due to change that she brought to the organization that needs to happen because you didn't know it needed to happen and she's smart. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, I think we can achieve that if we are regularly doing one-on-ones and communicating. And then
you're taking it up, and you're the one standing up in staff meeting and going, okay, guys, we've been sloppy on the POs. I've asked so-and-so, my girlfriend, whatever her name is, to help me get that stuff straightened out, and we're going to start doing this, and this with the POs, and it's a little tighter than it used to be. We've been sloppy, and we're going to tighten that up because operationally we're sloppy, and that's a change, but get used to it. It's my fault. And really, the whole idea was hers, and you never even thought of it. But you're going to take the brunt of the pain. You're going to take the blame when they're whining about the change.
Nothing new there.
Yeah, but that's part of leadership. You know, it's broad shoulders. And you can do that. You can do that. But all of that is just positioning so that she doesn't get crap on her. Now, 2 years from now, she will have earned the right with the team to walk in there and go, we're doing something different. She doesn't need to lean on you to do that. She'll be a COO at that point. But even if it wasn't your girlfriend or your wife, the new COO that's brand new on the job needs to do what I'm talking about. The CEO needs to take their crap for a while, because otherwise they lose their morale, the connectivity to the team before they had a chance of turning things around. So right. I think if you'll do those three things, you'll be okay. And I can promise you, her parents are right. So I'm 100% sure of that. So I think it'll make a lot of difference. But if you do those three things, girlfriend or wife or daughter or son or cousin or nephew, or even outside new leader, they're going to have to do the three things we talked about. But more so when there's a family connection, because people are going to get the eye roll going, you're like, oh, well, now that's the girlfriend. Look at what she's doing. Oh, or, oh, he brought in his wife, and dadgum, man, woman is a test pilot for a broom factory, and, look at what we got here. And, she's going to catch all this crap. And you don't want the eye roll coming off the team because she didn't honor them and honor you and didn't work twice as hard, and you didn't take up the difficulties of the change and let it hit. She's going to get accused of things that add drama that didn't need to be. And so, and all of that is from experience. We've experienced that at Ramsey, for sure. And so last thing is, and this, you didn't ask about this, but when you're at work, wear the CEO hat, not the boyfriend hat or the husband hat. And when you're at work, she's the COO, and she will talk to you like she would talk to the CEO of a company that she worked for. And you will talk to her like a COO, not in a cold way, but how do I treat my team, my leaders with dignity? But I don't give them my husband voice. Okay? You don't give her the boyfriend voice. You say, this is a COO. If the COO was not related to me in any way, shape, or form, I would talk to the COO this way. I would expect this. I would handle conflict this way. And but she can't, start going, well, girlfriend, don't do this, or whatever that sounds like. I don't know what that sounds like, but don't do that, But I had a husband and wife a while back, Zach, that I was at a VIP section, a EntreLeadership event, and she was the CFO, he was the CEO, and they fought like cats and dogs at work. They had marital fights at work. And I looked at him and I said, would you talk to your CFO that way? No. Well, you are. You need to stop it. And I looked at her. I said, if you talk to the CEO the way you talk to your CEO, you'd have your little butt fired. Nobody put up with your mouth. You need to stop talking to your CEO that way at work. Y'all need to change hats. Now, if you want to talk to your husband that way at home, that's a marital discussion. That's a different discussion. But you can't have your wife voice going as the CFO. It doesn't work. And she goes, well, I'm Hispanic. And I said, that ain't got anything to do with being stupid. Don't do this. It's not a Hispanic disease. You're doing the wrong thing right. I mean, you're doing the right thing the wrong way. So you need to put on your CFO hat and address this in a business-like, professional manner with the CEO, with dignity and respect, so that you don't get fired. And she goes, well, he's already fired me 3 times. And I'm going, yeah, you probably deserved it. But he also shouldn't be talking to you that way either. So it's the same kind of thing, Zach. So if y'all wear those hats, like Henry Cloud talks about, you wear the CEO hat at work, she wears the CEO hat, and when you get home, you wear the husband and wife hat. At least that's my prediction in your future, and so on. I'm pretty subtle about this, Zach, but I hope that's helping you. Love you, brother. Thank you for calling in, man. It's an honor to talk to you. It sounds like you got a great business and some really fun stuff ahead of you.